Hello everyone, welcome. Wednesday evening, I believe. Champions League football on apparently, but we don't care about that, do we? Because we've got Crystal Palace to focus on. For Crystal Palace currently 13 games in the Championship, currently sitting top of the table. Top of the Championship, Eagles flying high. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome the Arsenal. Welcome Devil Always. Welcome A15. Fat Nige, Ragio, Gitos in with the sub as well. 15 months for Gitos. Appreciate that. Gitos are, of course, well. Keeney's here. Welcome into everybody. Captain Zeep is here. It says nosebleed territory. Let's go. Devil Always. Even Tony, how are you? Still enjoying the Journeyman save? How are we getting on with Palace? I'm loving it. I'm loving the Journeyman save. Devil Always. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. As you can see, currently sat top of, as Zar says, the real Champions League. The Championship is the Champions League, of course. As you know, look at this. Form-wise, from the last stream, pretty good. We came through what we thought was going to be the three toughest tests of the team leading into the rest of the season. Everton at home, Leicester at home, Stoke at home. We said if we can get 7 points out of that, we'd be delighted. We got 9 points, and we battered these teams as well. I can't even show the momentum screen because this is what's really, really interesting. I'll put some of it in the Discord because we are turning teams over so much. Like, this is Coventry. 3-1 against Coventry, right? We just battered them for, 70 minutes in that game? I think that's fine. Plymouth, 1-0, so, we kind of rode our luck a little bit on that one. They were sat second. We maybe sat a little bit too deep, but hey, we still got the result. Colchester, we went out and battered them. Did a whole bit of battering. That looked pretty good. Got a 2-1 win there. MK Dons did an absolute battering all the way through. 3 very, very quick goals at the start. That was pretty awesome. Gave us our advantage. And then against Reading, 2-2, mainly a battering. But we did go 2-1 down, strangely, which is a bit worrying. We went 1-0 down against the runner play, then 2-1 down, conceded a penalty, I believe, there, and then eventually fought our way back and got ourselves sorted. So, interesting, so it wasn't a penalty we conceded, sorry. This guy here, Alberto Aquino, he is coming on, leaps and bounds. Look at that, 5 games, 2 sub-appearances, 4 goals, 5 assists, 2 player of the matches, a 7.4 rating so far. This could be the best £1.1 million we've ever spent. Like, no word of a lie. He is playing fantastic. Shout out to Barton, by the way, for scouting him. He's been fantastic. Murphet's coming into a bit of form as well now. 5 goals in 9 games. Starting to move him forward. In fact, so much so he's attracting a bit of interest from Atalanta, Benevento, and Sunderland. We'll talk a bit more about Sunderland tonight as we go along. Rory Wilson has got himself a goal. That's because Daniel Day-Lewis is injured. He's out for 6 weeks. He's doing well, 6 goals in 8 games, but out for another 2 to 6 weeks, unfortunately. So we are rotating the squad a little bit, trying to work out who's going to be playing up top. Murphet's there for now. Damjanovic is sort of floating in and about. He needs to really lock down his place, to be honest. Warwick Davis is looking very good. He's putting in some good performances. 1 goal, 6 assists in 9 games, 7.39 in his average rating so far. Very good indeed. Callum Doyle's looking very assured. Z, however, has been a revelation. He's come back and he's sort of nudging himself back into the first team, and he's even nudging Isaac Jackson back down the pecking order, which is no mean achievement because Isaac Jackson started the season very, very well indeed. Maxwell we're expecting a little more from. He's just kind of like doing his Maxwell thing, like 6.86, which I guess is fine, but like we probably all think he's better than that, and he's not really showing us it just yet. So that's quite interesting, I think, to be honest. We can maybe get a little bit more out of him and maybe sort of just turn him up a smidge. The Cure is currently out injured. He's out for a little bit. He's got another 9 days. Tom Hayes is out for another 2 weeks. So we have had injuries, which has been a bit frustrating, but we'll have to try and work our way around them as we can. Zara says, better start inquiring about an open top bus. Ain't that many around South London. Yeah, we should probably make some calls, actually, because you're right. I think we're in 25th of October now. I I say get it booked. I say get it booked. You know, there's Burnley away. It's probably a foregone conclusion, I would imagine. Just, you know, get it booked in. Let's do it. You know, we might as well. Hope everyone's well, by the way. Welcome again, of course. As we say, we've got quite a few matches to try and ping through tonight. While I'm doing this, I'm currently sat, and I shouldn't be. I've just said to Mrs. J, like, please, like, I need to stop doing this. I've started Googling football shirts. Oh, I wish I hadn't bothered. Burnley away, Carlisle away, QPR at home, Barnsley at home, Cardiff away, Charlton away, Forest at home, Norwich away, Luton at home, Ipswich at home, Forest away, Coventry away. That'll take us to New Year's Day. I don't know if we'll get all of those done tonight, but let's aim for it. What shirts am I looking at? Well, to be honest, Raju, I'm kind of looking for a couple of retro Sunderland ones. And the problem is with football shirts now is football shirts are very, very expensive now. Very expensive now. And particularly if it's like older gear that's a bit like, oh yeah, you want to kind of get that was pretty impressive, like back in the day and stuff. Like some of them are going for like 200 quid now, and I'm like, that's a lot of cash. I can't do 200 quid on a football shirt. Do you know what I mean? I had a look at an Inter Milan top I had in the 90s was 250 quid. You know what? I've got an Inter Milan shirt that is from the 90s that I reckon is probably a decent value as well, actually. I've also got an Ajax one, which again might be worth something. I'm not sure. Derby at Charlton up the fucking Eagles. Here we go. This is where we're going to do it, innit? Go to the Valley, smash them up. It'd be great. But yeah, everything's just like everything's. Like, I know football shirts are expensive now anyway, like just in terms of actual cost. But I'm going through here, and these are all like 80 quid. And then there's now part of me going like, 145 for that one. Like, I'm thinking there's not a lot. Like, I can't justify that. Do you know what I mean? I definitely can't justify it. And then there's also part of me now going like, well, if I'm buying a retro one, like, should I get long sleeves? And of course that just bumps the price up a bit more as well, doesn't it? Because they're not really that. They're not that easy to get a hold of at the minute. So I've got, see, this is where we are, Raju. I'm currently in eBay at the moment, which I'm not a big fan of eBay, I must admit. I find it tricky to get good deals. I'm not a quick draw like Mrs. J's. So at the minute, I've currently got a scout on a 2000 Sunderland Reg Vardy shirt, which is very Kevin Phillips era. So that's okay. That's coming in at reasonable price. There's also now this is tricky because it's a signed Kevin Phillips 97 A6 home shirt, large, long sleeves. It's fucking mint, right? But it's signed, so like, that's literally the only thing that's putting me off it. But it's 40 quid at the minute, but it's got 6 days to go, so that's gonna skyrocket in it, really. And the 97 season is the one that's like sort of, it's got like Labatt's on the front, so it's quite nice. And like I say, it's long sleeves, so it looks proper vintage. So they're quite expensive to buy normally. And then there's an Avec one, which is like 60 quid starting price. And then there's another the away shirt from the ASICS era, which is the navy blue with a red stripe and white stripe across the middle, and Labatt's on the front. Is 75 quid. Oh, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I've been told off for buying a digital clock for the gym, so I don't really think I should be buying football shirts. Although to be in hindsight, Mrs. J did deserve to tell me off for that. I thought, like, at the time, I was like, that seems a reasonable price. And then when I said it out loud, I was like, that seems quite expensive, to be honest. So I can understand why Mrs. J is not happy. Even Dave Goodger, how are you, sir? Welcome in. Hope life is treating you well. This is what I'll show you. This is what I'm looking at, right? So, showing me things. Oh, actually, hang on. Hey, look at this. Right now, I'm on the on the website. Is there more? Oh no, don't tell me there's more. Yeah, this is it. You buy now, 65 quid. Like, stop spending money. I'm not trying to spend money, Mrs. J. Like, you refuse to spend a pretend transfer budget. Why are you spending real budgets? I know this is my problem. See, and I even said to you, I said, look, I'm not going to do it because I know that if I get involved in it, like I'll end up becoming one of these guys that spends a fortune on football shirts. And I don't even wear them. That's the thing. I don't even wear them. Like, so why would I be doing it? That's the question. But here's Mrs. J, by the way, telling me off. So, still basking in a quadruple winning Roma season. Nice. Well done, sir. Well done. So I guess that's mad scientist era, is it? You're a guy that spends a fortune on football shirts. Look behind you. Yeah, but, well, not really. One was for charity, so that's technically fine. One was from a club that actually, you know, sorted out for us, so that's cool. So that doesn't technically count, does it? Really? I don't think so. I don't think that really counts. And then the other one was, we bought that for a laugh, and then that was and then we got beat, didn't we? So and sacked. So yeah, probably shouldn't have that one hanging up. I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't be doing it. I should take myself away from the internet because I'm too impressionable. That's the problem. Like, I'm easily led. Like, as you all know in the chat, you all know that you'll say one or two things and I'm away. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. This is brilliant. Whereas if I have a plan and I focus and I don't sort of like move around, then I should be okay. But yeah, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that at all. Lots of them are coming in at like at over 100 quid. I just can't. Need to stop. Only seen you wear a football shirt during the 12-hour Sunderland stream. Well, exactly. That's the thing. Like, I don't wear football shirts. I'm not a thing. It's not my thing. Like, I've got football shirts in a box down there. So that's also why I'm thinking, like, you know what? Don't go and buy football shirts because I don't wear them. Like, it could be an investment, hand them down to the boys. They see, look at that. That's a really good point, Keeney. Yeah, they are an investment, really. It's no different having like an ISA or stocks and shares. What else do people collect? I mean, it's style guitars, isn't it, really? And no, I'm not allowed to collect them either. So instead of spending on food shirts, get out of the shops and stock up on 90s food, Mrs. J loves a Viscount, buy her two. She might change her mind. There is that. I did that, actually, to be honest. Stocks can go down, lose a lot of money. Yes, good point. Football shirts is an absolute guaranteed win, isn't it? Franco, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Gino's gone off injured. Oh, dear. Also, Aquino's taking a knock, so might as well get him off. I think we should save the money for more trifle. That was that was the thing as well. Mrs. J bollocked me because, like I say, I bought this clock for the gym, and I was just like, all right, I'll get that. And she was like, oh, you know, like, why have you done this? I was like, well, technically, I've saved money by, you know, not drinking. She was like, you've spent that money on trifles. And I was like, yeah, okay, fair play. Ruin his fun is a bit strong. If it weren't for you, he'd probably remortgage the house to buy nonsense. On the other hand, you do keep him stocked up in trifles. He needs to count his blessings. He gets trifle in a house to live in, what's not to like. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Yes, on all of those counts. Mrs. J does ruin my fun a little bit, but that's fine. That's the one, Richie. Yeah, that's the one. Because the problem is, Richie, I'll tell you, I know we were saying that I'm not going to go and get myself a ticket. What's Maxwell doing taking the penalty? Maxo, man. I know I said I'm not going to try and get a ticket, but there is a little bit of me as tempted to try and get a ticket tomorrow when they go on general sale. So then that's the thing. I'm now going, oh, well, in that case, I'd have to go fully kitted out, but I wouldn't have to at all, would I? And I also probably won't get a ticket tomorrow, so I'm talking myself into a load of problems I don't really need to be talked into. So I think that's what's already when the FM pod coming back, says Kevin. Kevin, we're trying our best. We've got a few bits and pieces to try and iron out. There was... Oh, what the bloody hell's that? What a goal that is. Sorry, Kevin, I'll get back to you in 2 seconds. This is... Pick this one out. Fucking hell. Yeah, all of a sudden that penalty miss is looking pretty bad, isn't it? You know what I mean? So yes, what we were saying was we're trying our best to get some details about coming back and when that's going to be. Hopefully we're going to find out fairly soon. Perfect. I'm led to believe there was a couple of discussions the other day, but I need to find out what happened from that. Lulu Booster, we haven't got links in here, so you might have to send me it as a DM. I can pop it in the chat if it's deemed appropriate. And then right on cue, the Nightbot goes, "Hey, subscribe to the podcast." It was appropriate but not useful. I mean, it sounds a bit like myself, to be honest. Appropriate but not useful. Right, what are we going to do here? Oh no. Get that block in, that's right. Right, we need Unsworth moved up, don't we? Get him in there. And Damjanovic is in danger of getting sent off. Great. You know what? Let's do that then. Right side defense is killing us. Yeah, I know. He's just not playing well enough, is he, Maxo? But it's one of those, sadly, isn't it? Shame. I mean, Burnley are mid-table. If we drop points here, it's not the end of the world. QPR obviously got 2 games in hand on us, but it's not great start of a stream, is it, when we're sort of like giving it the big one about like, oh yeah, we're doing really well in the league. Oh, now Chat's gone off injured. I mean, this seems a tad unfair now. How did the game decide that Maxwell was taking the penalty? That's what I'm confused about. Fingers crossed, Kevin. We are hopeful for it. Hopeful. Listen to every single episode since it started. Oh. as in every single episode since it started. You two are the best possible successors to Ian. Always a pleasure listening to you guys. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Thank you, Kevin. Very kind indeed. Bart, and any first teamers we can rename? First teamers maybe not so much, but the reserves, absolutely. Oh, Denzer. 2-0. We gave it the big one about how we're playing fantastic, and we've been absolutely done in by Burnley in this match. Dan Reese, echo all that. I appreciate you both. Very kind indeed. Genuinely, it's been great being able to do the podcast. To be honest, we just need to get some info as to what's happening next, really. Some hydrates on, that's what we want. Hydrates and renaming. I mean, very much a tale of what might have been. Like 50-50 possession. Had we have scored that penalty, would it have been different? I don't know. It was a great goal that put them on their way. So you can't really sort of like say too much about that. Plus then we're pushing on for the equaliser. They hit us with a corner. It happens 6 months for the chat. Oh, out with a broken leg. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Confident at the start of the stream was making me nervous, and here we are. I know. I shouldn't have like sort of built it up, should I? You know? But like, that's gonna be fine. Send him to specialist. He's 28. 7 weeks for Gino. Oh. Just gonna. Aquino, 3 weeks. 20-year-old wonder kid. Okay. Yeah, wonder kid status incoming. But yeah. Oh dear. 7 weeks when he gets on a wagon wheel. Yeah. I mean, I'm. You know what? I'm gutted for the chat, to be honest. The fact that he's out injured. I'm gutted that Gino's also injured at the same time, because he would have been the natural successor. It just means we've got to rethink things now. Aquino obviously is out, so that's another issue as well. It's a bit of an injury crisis when you look at it, like when you start to sit and look at it properly, and you go, we're now at the situation where we've only really got enough players to fill the bench, and that's it. You know? Right, who you wanting renamed? Barton. We tend to use youngsters rather than first teamers, so let's jump in and see what you've got. Unless there's like someone like obviously Daniel Day-Lewis or, you know, anyone good, not fussy about who. Maximo's missing, spotted leaving a nightclub. Oh, Maximo, what are you doing? Why is he starting to be a dick? Drinking away his penalty sorrows, yeah, I think so. Disciplined in accordance with the agreed code of conduct, right? That means he's obviously been, presumably he's been fined, so, right. Okay. Maxo is the next Nicholas Bentner. Do you reckon? Do you reckon? Injuries, players being twats. It's all happening this season. Right, I'm buying football shirts to make myself feel better. There are nightclub messages now. There are, but you've got to be. It can only happen on new gens, I believe, because then obviously there's no sort of legality issue to say that it's definitely them, and it's like, no, you can't definitely say that it was us. Carlisle away, then Queen's Park Rangers at home. In very, very short space of time. Preferably someone like you, someone you like, so maybe the best youngster, right? Who's the best youngster we've got in the team? Let's have a look. Owusu apparently can be a star player. 16, Nigel Carlisle can be a star player. Stephen Preston can be a quality player. He looks handy enough. 15 for dribbling, 16 for determination. Good enough for League 2. Star Jellydale's, of course, already been done. Carlisle's been done. Kent Carvel Gomez. Again, potentially a star player. Matt Moran. Preston will do. Don't think of the delicious trophy you could buy instead of shirts. I know this, but maybe I need to start thinking more about the shirts than my ever expanding waistline, possibly. Do you want Edwin McMahon? Because he's got quite a good name. He's potentially a Premiership standard player. Edwin McMahon's quite a decent name as well. Plus, he's got some reasonable attributes. He might actually become something. Oh, he does have a good name already, doesn't he? Nigel Carlisle. Bravery 18, balance of 15. Passing of 14, tackling of 11. Owusu, I'll tell you what, Owusu's got 3.5 stars. He's probably got a little bit more than McMorran. Have Owusu. I should have asked, can I call him anything? It depends on what you want to call him, to be honest. What do you want to call him? Evening, Callum. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. The reason I'm laughing, Callum, is that you've you're showing up as banned. Are you showing up as banned because Jebaru's sorted it? Sorry, mate. I need to try and work out how I can sort of put you onto the screen. I don't know why. Oh, God's sake, Rajio, that might be something you might have to do, possibly, to show. Oh no, it wasn't you that did it. No, it was Jebaru. It's Jebaru. There you go. Callum's in. Right, welcome in, my man. How are you, buddy? Big shout out, of course, to Callum. I love Callum if Jebaru doesn't. Nothing offensive, strawberry cream. Nah, you can have your points back. Use a real player name. Strawberry cream. Fruit cream eating idiots. There you go. Want to buy Man U, want to buy Brentford. I mean, you know what? Yeah, with a name like Strawberry Cream, off to Man U you go. You can go for it. I'm very good, thank you. Very good, Callum. Very good indeed. Although we've just been beaten by Burnley, which is it's fine. Like, it was a hell of it. You know what? Have a look at this for a goal, right? So a really itchy eye. Look at this for I've never known anyone to applaud goals being scored against me, but I mean, that's top draw, right? Absolute top draw. Strawberry creams are the best. I don't agree, but okay, fine. We'll go with it. Look, it's your channel points. You can go for it. Yeah. There you go. Strawberry cream. There he is. Look how the left wing just shrugs off the black Maxwell before passing on the top scorer. I know. Yeah. Sadly, strawberry cream. The scream. Oh no. Do you think that'll happen? Do you think that's a sentence that we can hear? Maybe it might happen. We never know. Absolute thunder bastard. You're right. Absolute. Should start a Tony fans. Get people to pay and watch you scran all the trifle, then buy football shirts. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout actually. Not a bad shout. We need a Tony fans account starting up for a strawberry cream, but for the coffee cream. I'll go with the coffee cream, Raggio. But I don't. It's the cream itself that's just like. That's the issue, you know. Saving up points for orange. Oh no. Oh. What have we started? It's class wars right now, isn't it? I feel like Salty B with tier lists. Yeah. I need to shut about food before I make myself hungry. I mean, comes to us all, Luffy. Comes to us all. You join the stream, and it's like, is this a hunger stream? Yes, it is. It's a hunger stream. That's right. I'm not sure hunger stream's even a thing, is it? Gone back and look at the football shirts to make myself feel better. Salty Jameson. Dairy Boys, fruity creams and corduroys. Ooh, felt very Tory buying a meal deal from M&S today. What did you get in your meal deal? A15. Was it sushi? I got to. My mate took the mick out of me, rightly so, for buying sushi before the York City game. He was like, "What the fuck are you doing buying sushi?" I was like, "Well, it's just, you know, have to get your parking validated at M&S." So I thought, you know, yeah, I'll get myself a bit of sushi. M&S is cheapest for butter. There you go. That's what I should have had. I should have had a whole slab of butter. Yes, I had sushi. Sorry, Callum. To be fair, we all took the mick out for that. Yeah, I know. So it started out with just me, just me mates taking the mick, and then I was like, I'll tell these guys. I'll tell the chat. They'll find it hilarious, and they were like, yeah, it's not a good look, TJ. Going around and eating sushi before a match. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. You're all siding with him then, are you? Which kind of we understood. Kind of thought that was going to be the thing. Who's going to win the championship? We are. We're going to win. We're gonna send the confidence through the team. You don't get sushi at Croydon. Probably not, actually. It's a fair point. Valid point. Sushi at football is like prawn sandwiches turn up to 11. Game's gone, isn't it? Game's gone. It used to be burger and a pint. Now it's like sushi and a hot shot. Steak and horseradish, mini sub, cashew nuts, and a Diet Orange lemonade. Oh, look at that. That's right up there. That's right up there. That works. That works for me, to be honest. Wouldn't get that up here. No, you wouldn't. No, you definitely wouldn't get any horseradish or diet orange lemonade wouldn't be a thing either. But yeah, that's remarkable. That's absolutely remarkable. Well done for everyone involved there in making that happen. What a day you've had. Right, we're down to the bare bones. Much needed in the tropical 16 degrees in Aberdeen. It's been, you know what, it's been warm down here as well, to be honest. Worked out at lunchtime with tops off. Far too warm. And then thunderstorms at 3 o'clock. Heavens open. Probably because I had my top off, I reckon. The gods were angry. So, oh God, no, put it away, Jameson. Speaking of which, the God Squad came round earlier today as well. I didn't realise that they did that anymore. But yeah, knocking on the doors, just like, have you ever considered reading the Bible? I'm just like, oh no, just look, like, just no, right? And I said to him, I really can't. I says, because I believe in science. Yeah. And then he was like, oh, the Bible's got loads of science. I'm just like, just go away. No, just look, I'm really sorry. Very, very busy. Can't read your book. Okay. And away he went. Slowly. Well, he didn't go straight away. He spoke one of the builders on the floor as well, who was busy doing some work at the front. He's like, can I invest you in a pamphlet? And she gave him a pamphlet, and the builder was just like, what the fuck have I done with this pamphlet? Why have I got it? So potentially he's going to be, there might be some sort of God pamphlet stuck in the foundations of our extension. Please don't start reading from the Bible. Well, it's funny you should mention that, Zara, because it now do a line. It's from the Old Testament. Stock line says, Monaret, I'm an atheist, but let's talk about what we have in common: socialism. Nice. I didn't have all day to pick holes in his argument. I was like, look, it's probably better if you just go. You know, like I don't mind the fact, you know, you've got your beliefs and stuff. That's brilliant, but just I don't want to listen to people talk about fucking Harry Potter. So I'm not going to listen to you talk about God. A lot of stuff I'm not interested in, I won't engage with. So you might as well just go. Right. I should have asked him for discussion on the holiness of trifle. That would have started off. I mean, he would have fucking lost his mind at trifle, wouldn't he? Oh well, Jesus did die for your sins. May I mean a trifle? Jesus did not die for this, right? Okay. You know, at the Last Supper, how many trifles did Jesus have? It says it served 6. He could have had 2, right? But no, he had none, did he? Tell me, when you just finished Michael Owen's book, you can't put yourself through another. Judas hit them, the bastard, yeah. 2 Thornton's trifles from Judas Iscariot. That's why everyone disliked him. Should have asked what the pudding was. Oh. I bet it was like, but the thing is, what if it was like a really nice pudding? And I'm like, well, probably Angel Delight, I'm guessing. Butterscotch Angel Delight for Jesus, isn't it? That's why Angel's in the title. Jesus would have made the trifle stretch further than serve 6, apparently. It's fair. It's fair. Did Jesus prefer M&S trifle or Aldi trifle? Maybe need to go and get him back, don't I? Look, right. I believe we got off on the wrong foot yesterday, but I've got some questions. Jesus wouldn't have been okay with dying if he'd had a tasty trifle. Maybe that's why they hung him up. Trifle addiction. Nah, up you go. It's your own fault. Told you to stop eating fucking trifles. Right. There you go. Up on the cross. That'll learn you. Right, stop inviting your mates around and show them how many trifles you can eat. Stop it. No one finds you funny. Maybe that was it. But yeah, suffice to say, he might not come back. He had a very nice Panama hat, though. He looked like the man from Del Monte. If he'd have come and said to me, "Can I talk about pineapples?" I'd have been more interested with that. I'd be like, "Yeah, talk about pineapples." But no. When the soldier poked him with a spear, a load of half-digested trifle came out. That's what it was. That's what it was. Like everyone says that the stigmata is like blood. It's not. It's strawberry jelly coming out. The signs of the stigmata are like basically there's jelly in your wrists, there's cream in your ankles, custard comes out your eyes. Pineapples and sushi are man of the people. I love where the pineapples are now deemed as bourgeois on the stream. It's like, oh yeah, look at him with his fucking pineapples. but he cuts his own as well, doesn't even buy tinned pineapples. Why am I upsetting people? Trying too hard not to laugh as I don't wake the cat up. Lay it out, Luffy, lay it out. The cat, I mean, not the laugh. Pineapple and sushi down at Slough for next promotion. Oh, could you imagine it, Callum? Could you imagine it? There'd be anger, wouldn't there? Oh, there's an own goal. Why did we turn the computer off the other day? Look at this. This is Z gets involved here. Williams bursts through. Defender goes down. 1-0 down to bloody Carlisle. What on earth are we doing? Never turn the computer off, ever. Like, ever. You're right, Callum. Oh dear, over the top. (2-0) Oh dear, oh dear. How long have you been playing this game? Can't believe you turned it off. I know. Doyle's been caught out there by Beachy, hasn't he? What are we doing? What are we doing, everyone? I can't believe we've been so silly. Perfect, swings it in, it's taking a block though. Look at this XG from us though, all the way up here. 2-0 down. Great challenge from Wilson. Really committed. Hasn't got the legs to get past the defender though. Globovic can't do anything. Carl's team talk was simply their manager eats sushi. I bet it was as well. I bet it was. I bet they heard the barista machine going off and they're like, he doesn't even drink instant coffee. What a prick. What a prick. But yeah, we're not at the races today, are we? It's awful. Thing is, like, and you know, as it tends to be, last stream we looked brilliant. We were like, okay, yeah, everything's lovely. Can't believe, like, if we've lost someone like the chat, is that what's changed the game completely? Has that changed our team so badly? We weren't even sure if he was going to be good enough. Calls himself a Northerner who's prancing around with pineapple. I love the fact that the idea of eating pineapple is the most disgusting thing that anyone's ever imagined on the stream. And he eats pineapple. Of all the things he's done, the worst bit is the pineapple. Wilson, Marchand, Damjanovic offside and over the top. Look, generator went against you when you loaded up. Happens the best to us. Happens, doesn't it? Callum, that's the thing. We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be able to swing things around eventually. I'm guessing it's all narrative, right? This is the narrative part of the stream. Can't believe it. Thankfully, we've only got a couple of days to turn ourselves around before our next match. Got a ball in. Penalty. Cure steps up. 2-1. At some point, they'll just turn it off again. I bet I do as well. I bet I do. Seems like the sort of stupid thing I'll do, you know what I mean? Huddersfield go up in third. Huddersfield are flying. We did leave them in a good shape, didn't we? Oh, Wilson nearly getting the header there. The narrative is that Huddersfield pip us for promotion, isn't it? That's what we know. That's what's happening. How are Oxford doing? We'll check out on Oxford actually. But we've lost away at Carlisle. That's a bad result. Really bad. Oxford are down in League One. Paul Ward rejoins Huddersfield in January transfer window. Oh, he does, doesn't he? He does. Oh no. He's going to score the goals that's going to get them promoted, isn't he? Oh dear, we know exactly what's going to happen. Oxford 14th in League One. So, not flying, not struggling. We're at East Fife. 9th in League One. So they've not done much either, so it's fine. Right, 5 defeats now then, out of our opening 15 games. That's a third of our matches we've lost. We shouldn't really lose. We probably can't afford to lose any more. Thankfully, we're up against top of the table Queen's Park Rangers now. Hurrah. And then we've got 2 weeks off to regroup, I think. These 5 remain in purgatory. I think they do. I think they should. Get friendly against a local team. Yeah, we could do that. It's a team of favourite promotion. Let's put pressure on Huddersfield. Tell them they're going to go up. Team trip to the bowling organised. Oh mate, yeah, like you wouldn't believe. You know how to do training now, don't you, Callum? Harry Kane is the Middlesbrough boss man, right? Yeah. If it refuses to consider promotion ambitions, get it. I'm in his head. That's where we're at. Inter Milan have beaten AC Milan. Oof. What about that? Basic training expert, right? Talk us through it, Callum. What are we going to be doing? How are we going to set our team up? Because I do bits of it. As you've seen, I do bits, but I think I need to tweak it a little bit more still. Tell you what, go for complete wing back. Well, I'm gonna bring him off actually. Ajay can come back in. Who else is coming back to fitness? Nobody really. Hayes is still due back. Stick Malin in there, maybe. Do some boxing tournaments and training to increase aggression. It's not the worst idea, is it? It's not the worst idea. I'm what's called a silent and incredibly unconfident expert with no real pedigree. I like how that sounds. I like how that sounds. I think we organise some sort of cage fighting amongst ourselves, I reckon. So Hayes is technically back, but probably not back fit enough. Although he has passed a fitness test. Can we get him in? Right, in you go. Vishmara's able to come back on the bench as well as Nicky Mallon. So, you know, Z can come off for Sam Jones as well. Right, let's go for it. A couple of changes. See how we can do. I think SI ought to give us all these options in training to level up. I think so. I think they should have like sort of yoga as an option, like recruitment, some sort of spa day. I'll play Malin as the DM and work further back forward. That's an idea I've got, because Malin can play DM, although Malin does have aggression of 20, so I'm a little bit worried about putting him in there. I think he'll be better as a 2 if we have 2 DMs sitting, because then it's going to take some of the anger out of him, and at least if he throws arms, then at least there's someone else there that can sort of like mop up with him, and it'll probably be Warwick who'll sort of like be there to double up and be Bastard FC. That's my thinking, because we brought Malin in to play in that DM role. I know Man City wanted to play as centre back, so we're like, look, here, have some money, he's playing wherever we want him to play. The library trips to improve intelligence. Yes. Absolutely. You have booked a trip to local steam railway. Excellent. Just working on our engines. There's Hayes through. Captain Fantastic is back. What a time for him to come back as well. Murphy inside, Hayes through, smashes it in. 1-0 Palace. That's what we want. Massive goal. Puts us back top. Huddersfield second. Huddersfield behind us just on goal difference at this point. They're currently beating Watford. I mean, imagine it. Imagine for a second a shootout between ourselves and Huddersfield for the title, automatic promotion, playoffs. That'd be great fun. It's very much the how the narrative of the save would go, right? Jails Wandsworth. All balls played through. Yeah, technology in mind to improve teamwork. Wandsworth needs to be a bit more. It's Globovic actually. That's a good finish. Nice ball in, Murphy. Unsworth gives it away. And they give it away. Jones, Damjanovic. Jones, perfect. Too many touches. Far too many touches. Archie Moose, appreciate the follow-up. I'm sorry I didn't see that there, but welcome in. Hope you're well. Welcome on the stream. If we, Golubovic. Warwick, Doyle. Jones. Oh, come on, ref. Ian Springtide, welcome in. Arsenal says if you lose to Huddersfield in the playoff final to a Paul Ward goal, no idea how we come back from that. Oh, yeah. I don't think we can. We can't even consider that. We can't consider it. Like that's not a thing, right? Is it? Milovanovic looks massive. He does mind, doesn't he? He looks like a big boy. Archie Moose, good, thank you, no problem. How are you? Very, very well indeed. Very well indeed, thank you, Moose. Very well. Just trying to keep our Crystal Palace boys back on the winning train, because we've had a little blip this evening. We looked fantastic last stream. First two games tonight have been a bit. Now we're playing league leaders QPR. 1-1 at the minute. So we've got to be a bit more professional. About it. James Snee being investigated by FIFA for playing a whole band at right centre back. Yeah. That's exactly why they're here. Garcia McNulty is a cracking name. He was on trial with us. We wanted him, but he didn't sign for us. And there's Johnny Hayes is through again. Get in. Yeah, no, McNulty was the guy we wanted. He didn't sign for us, so we got Doyle instead. Golubovic in with Hayes, through Hayes again. Huddersfield was definitely the stepping stone. Definitely the stepping stone. You're right. As was Oxford. You know, Oxford, we were there. We had to do what we had to do, and then made our way through. Huddersfield was a great ride as well. Playing some really good football, getting ourselves some decent reputation. Then, of course, the move to Palace came out, and it was like, okay, let's do it. Huddersfield's get as well was a way of getting out of East 5. I suppose you need to think about. Hayes has got a hairband as well. He doesn't look like he should have. Like on the picture down here, you can just behind my head, you're looking at it. He doesn't look like he should have a hairband, but then on the pitch, yeah, he's got a hairband. He's got a hairband and the captain's armband, so he's got all the bands. And then of course we've got the band, the cure at the back as well. Golubovic has picked up a knock now. Hayes wants to stay on, but his injury is affecting him. I mean, oh, how much is your injury actually affecting you though? Because you've scored 2 goals, so I don't want to bring you off. At the same time, I also don't want you to die on the pitch and be out for the rest of the season. So let's bring Bishmara on. Unsworth's not having a great game, so I might drop 2 DMs there as well now. Try and look to see this game out if I can. Oof. Yeah, that's maybe a good idea, seeing if they're going to do things like that. Let's put Malin in there, then he can go as the double DM. Maybe spend your transfer budget on physios. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, is it? It's not a bad idea at all. An Argentine called Thomas O'Connor plays for Rosario Central. Tom O'Connor. Look at that. Beautiful. There's Adej. Oof. A bit like McAllister. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, there's probably a Brazilian footballer called Dave. Like Kenny or something. It's bad enough there's one called Alan. Perfect. Inside, Bishmara. Okay, Huddersfield must be drawing now. They drop back down the table. Williams, Bowers. Kew intercepts. Warnock. McAllister's the Irish descendant of the Scots. Doyle. Jones. Can't get forward. Down the line. Damjanovic. Just can't. He just needs to pull the ball across, doesn't he? Right. Take that out. Let's... I don't want to time waste at this point. Do you feel like we drop a little bit? Go cautious. Get Wilson to maybe be a deep line forward at this point. Focus, everyone. And start to get some time wasting on, be a bit more disciplined. Try and see this game out, I think. Players come back as well. Shmara, Hadej, Warwick, Hadej, shame Damjanovic got injured at the start of the season as well. Yeah, like lots of things have obviously gone against us. We've had terrible run with injuries and stuff, but you know, I guess it's football at the end of the day and it happens. We've got to try and see our way through it. It is the Championship. It's a tough league. We know it's the tough league. It's the toughest league. It's the best league. So, you know, if we can get through it, we can get through it. But this season's definitely going to put hairs on our chest. Best Brazilian player was called Jeff. Has to be with a G. Oh, has to be, yeah. Yeah, Jeff with a J just doesn't quite have as much of a draw on it. But yeah, with a G, 100%. That's how they became Brazilian. Then they went to an open Irish bar and never came home. Yeah. Huge win. Massive, massive, massive result. Brazilian player called Clive. Brazilian players stopped being called Ronaldo and Romario and started being called Fred and Alan. You knew something was going wrong. Yeah, Bernard as well. We did a bit on FM23 when Matt and I ran it, and I like a Brazilian player called Darren. Yeah, this is Brian. Yeah, Matt and I did a bit on FMT, which was a Brazilian footballer or just a bloke, and we picked out names. So right, who's these players? Are they a Brazilian footballer or are they just a bloke? I think there was actually a guy called Dave, actually. Chance creation, chance conversion, and attacking movement, I think, in that one. There's a Brian. Yes, there is a Brian. There is. Villa have got Brazilians called Wesley. They have. They do indeed, yeah. Right, give them a bit of a recovery session there. Copy that, paste it below. Ian and Broad Cyst, gifting out to Springtide. Love that, love it, love it. Appreciate you, mate. Very kind indeed. Thank you for that. Wonderful, wonderful people go around here, innit? He's not outside. He's a very naughty boy, yes. That's for Brian. Not Wesley, in case anyone's concerned, going, Wesley? Yeah, oh yeah, I'd like, you know what, imagine that, having a Brazil shirt with Darren on the back. That's number 1, Daz. Great. Kenny. Ian. Brazilian midfielder called Ian. Yeah, let's make it happen. Right. So yeah, hopefully we can get some players coming back from injury at this point. So I know people like having a look at the best players in the world, but it doesn't really matter for us, to be honest, because although maybe, I mean, we're in the championship, so maybe we do need to start looking out for this. And Brazil's number 9, Keith. Yeah. Yeah. Daz, lethal up front, handy at washing his kit as well. Appears to work really well on a doorstep. Can't forget the now retired Brazilian player was called Credence Clearwater Kudu. Koto. Nice. Clarence Clearwater Koto, yes. I bet there's a Dennis. I think there might be, actually. Well, there is, isn't there? There's who's the lad at Watford? Isn't he called Dennis? I know he's not Brazilian, but I do think Barry would be decent. You're never going to see a Brazilian player called Gary. There's an Elvis. Yeah, Elvis, I'd imagine, would be a thing, wouldn't it? Was it Brian Ruiz who just had Brian on the back of his shirt? Maybe. It was Paraguayan, wasn't he, I believe? Brian Ruiz. Was he at Fulham? I want to say something. Was it like PSV or Final or something? Right, Aquino is back, which is good. Good news for everybody. Matt Unsworth's out. Daniel Bell's out. Like Graham has to be with an EME. Yeah, springtide. You've got your semantics down to a T tonight. Absolutely, like these very specific spellings of names. 100%. Archibald. I mean, even Hugo. You know, I know there probably is a Hugo, but I don't mean like Hugo as in like a Brazilian Hugo. I mean like Hugo, Tim, Tim. Number 42, Timothy. Carl. Just Bill. Mungo or talk. Mungo. Jasper. Ralph feels like someone that could actually happen though, couldn't it? Like Derek. Derek's a cracking one. Derek would be a great name for a Brazilian footballer. Clearly a defensive midfielder called Derek. Like you're not getting forward, are you? I found a real one that you'll like to one of your political leanings. Marx Lenin. I like that. Jebaroo in for 27 months. Look at that. Jebaroo, very, very kind indeed. Appreciate the support. Quick, Callum Hyde. Jebaroo's here now. Welcome in, pal. Hope you're well. you haven't followed Jebru by the way, make sure you go and do so. Get another Football Manager FMT shout out in there as well. Listen to this week's episode yesterday. It was yesterday. Excuse me. Yeah, listen to it yesterday. Very good indeed. Getting to know Rich Owens on a more personal level. So, yeah, well worth an hour of your time. If you haven't already gone and downloaded it, go and do that now. Make sure you subscribe. It's good stuff. It's very good. Starting front for the Fluminator this week is Barry. Yeah. Here's they also give a debut to Mark. And there's a Chilean player called Stalin Rivas. I see some of the names would make sense as well, though. Like, obviously, players will be sort of named after political figures. So, yeah, like a Lenin obviously is going to be a proper surname, so that's going to be out there as well. Marx, of course, is quite popular, or at least can be quite popular. Shea Wilkinson. There you go, yeah, named after Shea Adams. Oh, no, Che Guevara. Either or. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Get a Brazilian player called Doogie. That's what I'd like. Like a proper, like, Scottish Doogie. But, like, from Copacabana. Not Shea giving it. Well, I mean, he may well have been named after the same thing. So, you never know. Oh, Carlisle in the Championship now. They are. Palace, yeah, they've just beaten us. Douginho, yeah, that would be the youngest Doug. Like we Doug. Just beaten us, mate. Lost 2-1. Can't believe it. Absolutely ridiculous. There's a Brazilian player called Mahatma Gandhi playing at the minute. It's still not as good as getting a player called Gary, though, is it? You know. Glenn. Yeah. Morris. But like not like spelled Maurice, but like Morris. Morris. We've already had Timothy, haven't we? What was just Tom? Paul. Just imagine like Brazilian players going there, all their names just going like, oh, you know, all the names are taken. What's next? I mean, it could be called Jeffrey. Yeah, fuck it, that'll do. Yeah. Ernest. Have we had Albert? Would there be an Albert, maybe? Alphonse. Everton did have Alan. They did. Alan and Bernard. So two just bloke names. Well, it's obviously only a Bernard. It's only a just bloke name if you pronounce it Bernard rather than Bernard. But the sheer given name was named after Halifax Town Stadium. It's true. Absolute fact. Absolute fact. You could play with 11 Kims like South Korea next year's challenge. Could do. Could do. Can we do FM24 save in Brazil so we can rename all the players? Oh, could you imagine? It'd be horrible, wouldn't it? Eaton Genius, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Like, if it wasn't, like, the thing is, the way that the Brazil's set up, he's not a genius. I mean, we don't know. We don't know, Jebru. We have to find out. But I mean, I'm not going to be able to trick him, am I? Let's be honest. Name me the most impressive thing. What is the biggest number? I asked him in my chat earlier. Oh, okay. Maybe he's quite coy on the whole idea. It's like, I'd rather not say I'm a genius, you know. Right, we're at home to Barnsley now. Martin passes to Gordon, steps into Stanley, Adrian on the overlap. See, Adrian, I had in my head, I was going to say Adrian, but then obviously there is like Spanish Adrian and even Brazilian, you know, Adriano. Adrian just seemed like a name that would almost be there, and it's like, it's a shame because it is a bit of a rubbish. Howard is a wonderful one. Oh, Howard. Excellent. Stanley I like as well. Keith's absolutely there in it. Yeah, Arthur's already been picked. What about Paddy? I see Jim as a no-nonsense centre-back. Steve. Trevor starts at centre-back alongside Peter. Rodney. Oh, no. Don't start naming only Phil's and Horses characters. Jimbo's a centre-back with flair. Yeah, ball-playing centre-half is Jim, isn't he? Good save. How about Alistair? Obviously not Alistair from streaming, obviously, but like Scottish. Roger. I think there might be a Roger, actually. We've already had Malcolm. Malcolm's definitely a guy. He's real, that's the problem. How about Billy? Roberts with an effort. Tony, yeah, Tony's quite a crap name. Yeah, that could probably work, to be honest. Norman and Jeremy in the engine room. Chris was real. Oh, come on, that's a great tackle. Hayes again. Malcolm, Allen and Bernard all played for Everton. Yeah, they did. And they're also a darts team, aren't they? Palace still at Selhurst. Yeah. Still not moved. Greg. Not Gregory. I like it. Sean. Got S-H-A-U-N. Neil. Neil's a good one. Jesus, Junior used to play for Nuremberg. All right. Colin. Winston. We had Martin. Barry. We've had Barry. Tamer Groans. Yeah, that's a good one. I think Keith's the winner, like, innit? Stuart. We had Nigel. Nigel, there's a point. Harold's a good one as well. Even Broom Smithy in with 2 months on the subs. Appreciate you. Have a goal from Murphet. What a finish. There's a team called Keith. There is. They're up in Scotland, aren't they? What a finish that is. That's more like it now. Maxwell Aquino with the ball. Mick. Yeah, Mick. Just like Mick, like the plumber. He's a plumber / Segundo Volante. Everyone joining the stream is going to be confused now. The entire chat's just reciting overly British names while the streamer read them out. Pretty much the Arsenal. And you know what? Not the weirdest part of any of our streams. It's like, when they turn up and we're busy reading the Michael Owen book. I think us reading out names is a little bit more... That makes a bit more sense. Only a tiny bit. Cecil. Cecil's a great one. I've got a mate called Cecil, actually. He's actually the game director for Broken Sword, if you've ever played that game before. He's less fattening than trifle. Yeah, he lives in York. Has anyone ever met a Liam who isn't a bell end? That's like meeting a Tyler that's not a bell end, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just it never happens. There's a goalkeeper at Santos called John. Biblical, though, isn't it? That's the thing. With Broken Sword, played all 5 multiple times. Yeah. So it turns out he trained out in my old gym. So we were chatting away. And he was like, "Oh yeah, this is what I do." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll get an extension tiled then." I think I've missed it, Jabru. I don't know. If you hate Tyler so much, oh, got you. My mistake. To be honest, we had Tyler was a name we had way back in the day for a potential child name, but then myself and Mrs. J both agreed that we've never met a nice one, so we're just like, yeah, we're not doing it. Raja's met a nice one who's not a bell end, but she's female. Okay, fair enough, that makes sense. Boom Smithy, I love Broken Sword, I'm not a bell end. Oh, you must be called Tyler then. Apologies, Boom Smithy, for tarring you all with the same brush. But Quino's missed. Bonnie Tyler. See, that's it. As a surname, it's not the same, is it? You know what I mean? Tyler's a job, not a name. Yeah, that's why you don't call anyone called accountant as their name. Yeah. Counteracted by Martin Tyler. See, I'm not too great at the old Bonnie Tyler Jameson. Not bad, actually. Yeah, that works quite handy, to be honest. I have the Gallagher variety. Oh, you're a Liam then. Yeah, I've got one of my cousins is called Liam, but he's I don't know if you'd fall in the bell end category, but potentially, potentially, he might do a little bit. Golubovich, I should just put Martian in there. I'll put Isaac in as well. Ralph at Corinthians. Paranarense have a midfielder called Nathan. Brazilian Boris would be cool. I think we've all had enough Borises for the last few years for most of us, haven't we? Barnsley sat bottom of the league. 2-1 to Palace at the minute. Just need to make sure we can hold this game out. How about like a Brazilian called Brett? That could work, couldn't it? I do think that Colin or Clive would be quite good. As we said, we said Derek. There was a footballer a while back called Fernando Bob. It's quite a good one. Isn't Oscar Bob? Is he play as well, Norwegian lad? How are we doing? Try to keep up by watching the replays. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly. I am a little bit slower at uploading some of the replays, to be honest, Boom Smithy. I think we've just about got East Fife uploaded, which means we've not done Huddersfield. And I have realised that I've actually not uploaded or not pulled from the stream in time the final 2 streams of the first season of Huddersfield. So we actually missed out the bit where we don't get promoted. We miss out on the playoffs, which is fine. Might only be 1 stream we missed actually, but never mind, not a problem. George Honeyman's just been sacked by Barnsley after that match there as well, and the Cardiff manager's been sacked. So 2 jobs gone this week. Every now and then she falls apart. She does, but she needs you tonight. Forever's going to start tonight. Forever is going to start tonight. So jobs that are currently available: Everton, Manchester City potentially, currently 9th in the Premier League. Blackburn in the Premier League, insecure. Everton, of course, in the Championship. Cardiff, Barnsley, Dundee United and Brentford. Obviously not jobs we want to be going for just yet so far. How's the Book of Milner? Book of Milner's going fine. We need to be channel points it. If we channel points, then we can do that. I totally get that, Zeep. There's going to become a time, okay, and this is the issue with the British Steel Challenge, in a sense, that sometimes you might just have to take a job that you don't necessarily want to just to win stuff. Linfield, for example, we did. Then are we going to end up in the same situation where we might have to take one of those jobs at Man City or at somewhere else? Right, Broad Sisters dropped a line. Chapman's dropped a line. Right, I need 2 page numbers from you both, please. Oh, sorry, one page number each, I should say. Then we shall read from the book of James. Page 27 says Broad Sister. Okay. Let's get ourselves comfortable, shall we? 27, then 28. Oh, okay. Interesting. Right. So, page 27. Oh, actually. You know what? You nice people. I'm going to read the start of a piece here. Right. So this is training ground, nutrition and fitness. Question is, what was it like to be part of the transformation when football went from players eating Mars bars and smoking at half-time to PhD nutritionists and personal fitness regimes so good that even the backup goalkeeper is now able to run 10k for 90 minutes? That's the question. Okay. James Milner replies, smoking at half-time? I'm not quite that old. Although I've heard that Two-Guy used to have a half-time fag at Blackburn, and what a player he was. If I think back to 2002, when I started as a scholar at Leeds, things were a lot more advanced than they had been 10 years earlier, when there were still some players having steak and chips for pre-match meals. By the time I started, there was a lot of more emphasis on protein, steamed vegetables, and so on. But there have still been a lot of changes over the past 17 years. Even if I consider how much it's improved over the course of my time at Liverpool, since the club brought in Mona Nemeth from Bayern Munich as our nutritionist, it's a big, big difference. At Leeds, there was a canteen at the training ground, which is probably pretty good by the standards of that time. Lots of pasta, chicken, fruit, and vegetables. But we would have iced fingers for an afternoon snack every day and think nothing of it. And because as a YTS lad at Leeds, we lived at the training ground. Yes, literally lived there. We would always head over for toast and cereal late at night. Oh, toast and cereal. All the lads would go to the garage down the road for a bag of sweets or crisps, which they would then go and eat in their rooms. I'm sure that kind of thing still happens at times, but nothing like as regularly as it did back then. Michael Owen, of course, talking about playing cards, James Milner has said that sometimes footballers sneak out and eat sweets. We've always seemed to go through different phases and fads with different nutritionists. At one of my previous clubs, we had guys who came in and gave us all these supplements. It was the first time I'd experienced that. I found it way over the top. He would give us 2 different shakes. One was your fruit intake, one was your veg. The first was horrific, the second even worse. The nastiest thing I've ever tasted. I could only manage it for 3 days. I remember struggling to force it down, standing over the sink before I went to bed. That's what she said. It was like one of those Bush Tucker trials. I feel sick even just thinking about it. The same nutritionist said we should only eat protein and no carbs. One player would rock up for training every morning and have a big steak for breakfast. It worked for him. He felt great on it. But I didn't feel so good, and I went back to having carbs. I'm not great with eating. A lot of the time I eat because I have to, not for pleasure. What I've got much better at is forcing food down after a game, because I know that is important nutrition-wise. You end up finding out what's good for you. I've become more aware of that as my career has gone on. The first year at Liverpool, the food after the game wasn't great, and quite a few of the lads barely touched it. That was far from ideal because your post-match refueling is very important. We had a chat about it, and the manager and staff agreed that it was better to eat something, almost anything, than nothing at all. So at the end of the first season, we were having Nando's brought into the dressing room after games. Nando's isn't that bad for you at all if you have the right things, but that was very much a short-term compromise before Mona arrived that summer to overhaul everything. Now it's different. With the new stand at Anfield, the dressing room is much bigger, with a full-blown kitchen next door, and the post-match spread is top-notch. Again, there'll be everything. Pasta, fish, steak, however you want it cooked, salads, yogurts, fruit and so on. The food is varied and the menu changes every week. We'll have a protein smoothie prepared for our post-match recovery. It's measured out, depending on how long you've played. And unlike those shakes we used to have at Newcastle, they taste good. Ultimately, nutrition is more about looking after your body for the longer term, so you're able to recover properly between games and be in the best condition to perform week after week, month after month, year after year. It's not just about keeping the weight off and keeping lean. It's about eating the right things at the right times in a schedule which, with all the travelling and late nights and different kick-off times, can be very regular. If you don't refuel and recover properly, you'll find it hard to perform at your top level, and there's more chance of getting injured because you're more fatigued. I'm sure some people will say, come off it. People have always played every 3 days. They never needed nutritionists in the past. Yes, but players are so much fitter now. Partly because of the nutrition and sports science and things like that. When the standards of professionalism are so high, it comes down to marginal gains. You need to break it down into the actual science of what the body is doing when you're running, say 13 kilometres and matches every few days, and with training and travelling on top of that, you can't afford to cut corners. Wow. Just wow. What I did was I merged 2 lines together because we wanted 27 and 28, and the whole story spanned over 3 pages. So we actually got an extra page, which I know felt like 25 pages. But from what we've heard there, I can summarise it. James Milner now eats food, even though he doesn't really want to. He has to, because otherwise he dies. Oh, it is nearly as bad as Michael Owen's book. It's like we can't like get around it at all. Be like, yeah, it's pretty shit. Oh dear. Hello, United City FM. Welcome in, my friend. Hope you're good. A pleasure to see you as always. We've had most of the FM team in tonight. We're just lacking Rich at this point. Words for us all to live by: eat food or die. Yes, that's pretty much it, I'm afraid. Post-match refuel, 19 pints and a kebab. I eat because I have to. Bet they eat steak and chips at half time at some non-league clubs. I bet they do as well. Milner gets a lot of stick, but his banter is pretty good. Oh yeah. We like James Milner, but I mean, when he tells us stories about, sneaking out and eating chocolate bars from a petrol station, oh God, it's literally like the Gallagher brothers, isn't it? It's like Oasis. My word. 5 in a row for Pescara. Congratulations, Jebaru. Top work all around there. Getting the trophy haul up and running. I mean, that's very much rubbing it in that we're not doing that at this point with the British Steel Challenge, but we'll get there. We will get there. What are some good football books? Fear and Loathing in La Liga is great. A season with Verona. Any recommendations? Yeah, this is good. The Working Hands of a Goddess, the Atalanta book by Tom Underhill. That's very, very good. Recommend that. Inverting the Pyramid is very good. Angel's Dirty Faces is very good. Big Sam's autobiography is probably brilliant, to be honest. Probably. I've not read it, but I can only imagine it's going to be excellent. I used to think did we have a book club area on the Discord, or was I imagining that at some point? I think I was imagining it. We should probably put more stuff in the general area. If you're not in the Discord, by the way, come and join the Discord. Football Against the Enemy was good. I've not read that actually. What's that? Where would we find that? Warnock's one is very good by all accounts as well. Yes. Ian B 23, welcome and appreciate the follow. Very kind. Saturday 3 p.m. is a good read. Yes, there was Beer Club, wasn't there? Beer Club should still be in. I think that was the off license, wasn't it? That's still in there. But yeah, we'll stick it in the general area. I think we'll just do some football, book chat. Simon Cooper is about football rivalries. Okay, cool. That'd be pretty nice actually. I quite like that sort of stuff. So yeah, that might be quite interesting to do. So I'll have a little look at that. The camera's a bit weird in this stadium, isn't it? Is it just me thinking that? Is it ever so slightly lower and tilted? It's director cam, but Maxwell's managed to get himself offside. So away to Cardiff here. You keep getting these 3 points to keep our try and force a bit of distance between ourselves and our oppositions. At the top of the table, United City, believe it or not, the top of the table still. 2 bad results started the stream, but we've just had a huge win against QPR, who were top, and then we managed to follow that up with another win against Barnsley. So hopefully we should be able to straighten ourselves back up a little bit, start getting back on the right path. But we do have injury problems. Loads of players getting injured. Some long term, some just little niggly ones. Great ball through, there's Perfetto. What a goal that is. Beautiful football. TJ ball in full flight. The miracle of Castel de Sangro is good as well. Small town side from Serie B. Oh, nice. Aquino, look at Smurfette running through. Great strike. Great strike indeed. Huddersfield still up in the playoff spots here. Jones, Dandijanovic, Warwick, Maxo, Hayes with a header. We've seen any of the Copper 90 Derby Day stuff on YouTube. Really good mini-series documentaries about local derbies. I haven't actually. We saw the Copper 90 stuff about Sleman, which was the reason that we took the Indonesian save last year, which was really, really interesting. Might have to have a look at some of that actually for the derby stuff. Obviously, as well, as we said before, if you are subscribing and you're in the Discord, there's a subscribers channel in the Discord, and in there we start talking about next year's save. We're trying to work out what the plan for it is, and we're looking at sort of like slight variations or regional variations of the Steel Challenge concept. So we're trying to work out what nations could be an option. Oh, Tom Hayes again. Oh, so glad he's back. £20 million is now starting to look like a bargain for this guy. He's really bringing us something different in midfield. Damjanovic gets lucky there. But he's just popping up in all the right spaces, isn't he? Moves us 5 points clear of Forest. Currently drawn with MK Dons. Five clear of Plymouth, sorry. Forest obviously with that point there that makes it only 4 now. Ball down the line. Let's try and just keep everyone back, I think, at this point. I'm tempted to put regroup on at this point because we don't need to be chasing down at 2-0, although I could do with increasing our goal difference, maybe. Working on the suggestions options for challenges, work's been really busy. Oh mate, no, don't Rajul, that wasn't a little thing going, oh yeah, Rajul's slacking a little bit. Certainly not that at all. I think what you put together was fantastic, to be honest. I'm quite enjoying playing the Dusseldorf challenge as well. Again, if you're brand new and you're not sure what that is, we're trying to get the 1 month challenge back. We used to have 1 season wonders, but we do it as a month now. Because Dusseldorf are giving away free tickets next season for fans, we thought they seem like a nice club. They seem like the sort of club that we would approve of. So we thought, right, should we have a little play around and do a month with Dusseldorf and see how far we can get in a calendar month. Bundesliga 2. Basically do whatever you want, sign whoever you want, sell whoever you want, use whatever tactic you want. And it's been great fun. Quite a few people getting involved with it as well, which was really, really nice to see. Nice to see people engaging with these sorts of challenges. But yeah, you think we've got an injury crisis here, you should see my Dusseldorf treatment table. Oh my god. The treatment table is basic. What I've done, right, instead of improving youth facilities and training facilities, what I've done is I've built a hospital in the stadium. It just seems to be easier. Never thought Dusseldorf would be so much fun. It's great, isn't it? Like, Bundesliga 2 is so much fun to manage in. Like, Germany is just fun. It's just fun. Any news on a podcast return yet? We were saying earlier on, Kev, there has been another meeting last week, so we're just trying to get a bit more info out of that. Hopefully we can get some news back fairly soon, because we're all kind of chomping at the bit to get some stuff done, but at the minute, sadly no news right now, but we'll see. Hopefully we can get back on it as quick as we can. But in the meantime, you know, FMT are filling the space quite nicely. We've shouted out a few times, and you know what, you get your shout out as well, Kev. So that you did an excellent job interviewing Mr. Owens this week. So there we go. Go and follow Football Manager Therapy if you don't already do so. Palace says I will stick to England, but work permits are annoying, and being free from them is the best thing. For me, Palace, it's all about like finding new teams to manage, new leagues to manage in. I never managed in the Premier League, so for me I always go lower league anyway. What a goal that is. Murphy, great ball over the top, smashes it in, 3-0. So like, it's all about like finding new players and new leagues. And like, I did Kaiserslautern a couple of years ago, start of lockdown I think it was, and I loved it. They were in Bundesliga 3 Liga, sorry. I had so much fun. I'd never managed in 3 Liga. Actually, I tell a lie, I had done, but it was years ago. And I just loved it. I thought it played so differently. It's why I like managing in Serie A as well, because it plays differently. And I loved Indonesia because it was so different from everything we've ever done before. So yeah, it's just been great to sort of like play around with it and jump in, and yeah, it's just fun. Always struggle playing in Italy. I can understand why people don't like Italy, but you've seen me on stream. I'm quite. I can be quite passive in my play, so I do like to try and get a defence sorted first. So I'm not particularly all out goal scoring, so I like to try and get a sort of a defensive tactic working. So I quite like Italy, to be honest. And again, start from the lowest reaches and see where you go. Is there a league that's been the opposite and your least favourite experience? Scotland, Kev, seems to be my least favourite experience, and it's only because Scotland doesn't seem to enjoy me very much. Yeah, Scotland's tough. I think I'm not necessarily going to side with Raggio per se, but I understand why. Aquino makes it 4. And France is really tough. France is so tough if you're not PSG, and if you're not, one of the top clubs. Obviously, the last time we were there was Bordeaux, which was super tough because Bordeaux didn't have a great squad. They had no money. PSG had all the money, but then all the other clubs around, like sort of your Monacos, your Marseilles, they all had decent squad. Nantes, Lille, Lyon, they had great squads. Bordeaux didn't. So that was tough. It was really, really tough, and I couldn't find an interesting tactic to make it work. But I've managed in France before, I took Clermont Foot from the second division, got them into Ligue 1, and that was quite good fun. I enjoyed that, but that's because I managed to get a new gen striker who looked really, really good. I had 2 players come through the youth system, and that sort of made me feel a bit happier. But Bordeaux, I joke on with Raggio saying like Bordeaux wasn't that bad, but I think out of all the challenges we put together, Bordeaux was pretty rough, to be honest. Bordeaux made Sheffield Wednesday feel like an absolute breeze. League earn with Toulouse and lockdowns as Chunder. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, for me, I just found it a bit tough. I couldn't get any momentum going with Bordeaux, and I don't know whether that was partly because of me, partly because of the team, partly because of the league. I think there was just that. I think I was wanting it to be. I wanted it to be better than it was. But there was moments when even I was finding it a bit tiresome. I'm just like, it's just a grind, and I don't think I finished much higher than bottom half of the table, I think. And it was just ugh. I felt like I almost wanted to try and re-sign Christophe Dugarry. That's how bad I was getting. Just started Saint Etienne saving up about PSG and the others, says Holster. Yeah, the problem is that France is kind of set up to be pretty good. If you get a Saint Etienne, or you get Groningen in Holland, I suppose maybe it'll be another one. Herenveen, those sorts of things that just trying to break someone like an Ajax, trying to break a PSG, buying it ever so slightly different in Germany. They are super hard. But there's also some other teams in Germany that are pretty good as well. Dutch League is fun. The Dutch League is a lot of fun, Franco, and we will return. We will do some Dutch League at some point this year. Who do we fancy? Feyenoord, maybe? Feyenoord could be fun. Haven't they just won everything? Or they've just won the cups, haven't they? Because then at least they can actually get some half decent players. Doing Gil Vicente in Portugal's got a few teams above to aim at. I've not done Portugal, I must admit. That's a league I've not done. I've not managed in Spain for a long time either. Willem II. FC20. We almost did FC20, didn't we? That was the one. We almost did FC20 for the first save of the new game. I don't know why we didn't do it, but we didn't. Any nonsense going on tonight? I mean, some nonsense. Dan, we've spent a lot of the time trying to come up with Brazilian footballers who just have one name, and it's just blokes' names. Keith mainly seems to be the one that's winning. Read some of James Milner's book, lost a couple of matches, won a couple of matches. Still top of the league. Getting in towards December. I'm trying to buy retro football shirts. Well, so I'm not trying to buy retro football shirts. I am trying to not buy football shirts, but clearly have them loaded up on screen to price. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the stream. I think that's pretty much all you've missed, really, to be honest. Can't do FC20. Stephen McLaren ruined it for me. That was a long time ago, though. That was a long time, yeah. Callum, I'm new to FM, trying to play it properly. Any tips? Okay. What I would say is the first thing is pick one of the big teams. Right, pick one of the big teams is the easiest way to do it, Callum. Right, pick one of the big sides, and then make all your mistakes. Go and learn how to make a 4-4-2, learn how to make a 4-3-3, learn how to make a 4-5-1. Because you should be able to get given a bit of slack. I don't, obviously. I get sacked fairly quickly when managing the big teams. But that's what I would do. Learn that way, and then once you've done it, and you sort of feel confident enough, then I would start embarking on what you actually want to do. Like, think about how you want to play it. You know, do you want to have like a long-term save? Do you want to have like a short save? Are you just trying to, you know, get your? Do you want a big challenge? Like, you know, I don't know what your experience level's like in terms of football management games overall. So I certainly wouldn't want to sort of say, oh yeah, do this. You know, you might well know enough. So yeah, I would have fun with it. Just have fun. Like, embrace the sack is something I would say. Like, it can be quite tricky. There's a few things to. Yeah, Maxwell's dicking about, so he's going to be. We might have a bit of an issue with this guy, to be honest. And we'll see what we got. Manage Arsenal, it's almost impossible to get sacked. It's not impossible to get sacked at all, Matt Blade. I did it in 3 streams. Unless that was your point, to be like, yeah, no one gets sacked from Arsenal to the Tony. Yeah, I did, and I'll do it again if I have to. But my point is, was that we were just trying to see how the game was working this year. We weren't that bothered about Arsenal. Starting Aberdeen, that's easy. Yeah, and work up to Aberdeen. You don't start with sadness. You work up towards sadness. I thought that was your point, Matt. I thought it was. Am I able to play FM on my laptop and on a plane? Possibly, without knowing the specs of your laptop, Callum. I wouldn't say yes or no, but probably is my answer. And yes, you can play it offline, so you can be on flight mode. So just download it from Steam and then make it so that you can access it straight away and have it so you can play offline. So it doesn't need to constantly connect to the internet to play, so you should be fine with that. But yeah, 8 hours worth of anger on a plane, or however long it's going to be. Yeah, get it done. Gav and Brash, that was a fun bigger save. It was Gav. Who knows who we're going to upset next year with our bigger saves. But you never know. Tony likes to do the almost impossible. I do. Go Banbridge. Banbridge is fun. Don't start at East Fife. Yeah, I struggle in Scotland, so I would maybe suggest not managing in Scotland. But Banbridge was really good fun in Northern Ireland. Create a club, West Fife, West Fife, Daberdeen. That's what I suggest you do. P, yes, Lemon. Duty Dub says, manage Forest Green, you can get sacked 2 games in. Is that a thing? Can you do that? Or is that what you did? 2 games seems very harsh. What happened after 2 games? Don't go to Sampdoria. Sampdoria is my save. There's my beta save next season. Sampdoria. To be Serie B, right? Sampdoria rebuild. Making up for the fact that we ruined it last time. 1-0 down against Charlton. The return of Andrea Carolini. Where are Charlton? They're getting out of the relegation zone. Okay. Damjanovic, Golubovic, Warwick, Golubovic, loads of space out wide. Ajay, Murphy, doesn't quite go for it. Cure. Back inside, Warwick. No one's there. 2 games seems more of a Watford thing. Yeah. That seems fair. The Airbus UK challenge, I know it was mentioned in there as well. You mentioned Airbus. Crystal Palace mentioned Airbus. I think that's definitely a longer term save. I think you mentioned that in the Discord as well. Like it's a great idea, trying to win the Champions League with Airbus, but it's certainly not something you can do as a 1 month Discord challenge. No one's got time to do that. That's just, you're talking like 20 seasons at least to get into that sort of position. I think Benevento is a save you want to do. I don't know a lot about Benevento, to be honest. On a serious tip, you'll learn by watching this stream. Don't change too much too fast. Yeah. You'll absolutely learn on this stream. You'll learn what not to do. I think is what we're trying to suggest here. Airbus is really build a nation. I guess it is, to be honest. The African teams in Spain as well is quite an interesting one. So you could do that. Is it? There's 2 of them, isn't there? Quetta and something else, I think, isn't it? Noon Master. How do I scout and find youth players in FM23 Touch? Because there's no scouting menu. Good question. If someone else is on FM Touch, then I might be able to tell you, because unfortunately we don't play with Touch here. I've not actually used it, so I wouldn't be able to even give you any guess as to where it is on the menu. But if there's someone in the stream who plays Touch and understands, obviously let them know. Quetta and Melilla, that's the ones. Or even like the Andorran challenge as well is pretty fun, isn't it? Try and win the Champions League with Andorra. Aquino. I know we're saying that Aquino's the man, but he's not having a good game today. Neither's Murphy, actually. Tell you what, let's move. Move them around. See if that helps. Also, my tip, don't manage in Belgium. Club Brugge really getting it tipped. Yeah, Belgium's an odd one as well, isn't it? Because obviously the half of the league is splits off at the end. So then have to redo all your points again. 2-0 down now. That was a league I was going to say, which is quite a difficult one to manage in. Belgium's one of those leagues where you don't necessarily win it if you finish first. That's the one. That's the one. More gluttons for punishment. Warwick's gone down. No penalty apparently. Off the post. Still no penalty. Not entirely sure how that stayed out, but it has. Murphy's really not having the time, is he? 6.9 now. Right, you know what? Let's try that. Kept going with the MK Dons, trying to get MK relegated to the Panorama South without getting sacked. Yeah, if you can manage that, you've done really well. Yeah, get AFC Wimbledon back up. Wickham are there on my save. Are they really? Wickham was a team we had in the challenge as well. Not many people I enjoyed Wickham. Peterborough in the north. Peterborough in the south, surely. Well, it looks like it's another disappointing defeat, chap. Unless we can spin this one round in the last couple of minutes. It's going to be a huge turnaround. Well, two very, very, very quick goals, which I can't see coming. Oh, hang on. Penalty. Penalty. Comeback might be on. I doubt it, but no, it's not, is it? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Not good enough. Brackley in the north with an unlikely set of teams for Peterborough to be in the south. Yeah. I mean, it's all a bit odd, in it, how they're split. Who goes in the north, who goes in the south. It don't make any sense, really. I mean, some people have Liverpool and Manchester in the north, and they're not really, you know. I think the highlight was just to show the final whistle, to be honest, which is interesting. I mean, Huddersfield lost, that's fine. Oxford City's been in the north several times. Everything north of Watford is the north. I mean, we can't get into this again. We can't get into this again, because technically everything south of Durham is the south. So, or at the very least the Midlands, you know. Right, Forest next. Who needs the Midlands? just start again. Start again. bit all over the place with training, I think, aren't we? I was born in Brighton. Everyone south of me speaks French. Yeah, exactly. Sort of how I feel about the north, to be honest. Like, you know, there's only like an hour. Like, it takes an hour further up north before you get to Scotland. You know, it can't take me an hour and a half south and still be in the north. Come on. No. And from the northeast to Manchester is like 2.5 hours. So that can't still be the north, surely. If it's 3.5 hours from the border, that can't still be the north. It takes me 5 hours to drive to London from the northeast. So half of that journey can't still be the north, surely. It's frustrating for both Banbury versus Brackley at that level is cute. Banbury in the north. Yeah, it is a weird one, isn't it? Like, it should just be the south. If I was more east, I'd be in the sea. Yeah, you don't want to be that, Dan. Pull yourself back inland. Right, the board are happy with us. The fans are... they're okay with the fact that we're top of the league. They're fine with the fact that we're top of the league. They're very non-plus about the fact we're top of the league. They're just like, yeah, whatever. Banbury plays Scunthorpe next season. It is a bit odd that they're down there, isn't it? It is a little bit. Right, recruitment meeting. Okay, so in terms of what we're thinking with squad depth, where would we be looking for more players? The fans obviously know you're not promoted by December. I guess so. Do we look for another right back to cover from the fact that Maxo is clearly going to end up leaving at some point? That could be an issue. Centre back, I suppose we can just about get by, unless there's a better one turns up. Is he actually unhappy? I don't know what he is, to be honest. I think he's just a bit of a pisshead, isn't he? Has no strong feelings about the squad support for the manager, which remains at a good level. So, he's not necessarily unhappy. No short-term plans, no long-term plans. He's pleased the team is on course to achieve promotion. He's happy that his playing time's been fulfilled. He's happy to see the club performing well. He's indifferent to his peers, viewing him as a highly influential member of the dressing room. Content with training and believes Tom Hayes will become a valuable member of the team. So he's actually very, very happy, but just goes on the piss quite a bit. So fine. Mad. Very, very mad. Just has a drink problem, yeah. I don't know if you want him being highly influential, to be honest. I mean, yeah. I don't know how we sort of pull some of that influence away from him, going like, you might want to stop being so influential. Stop being so bloody influential. You know, I'm not sure how we can do that, but right, what do we want? Do we still need a goalkeeper? They're saying get there for that. I'm not really convinced personally. If he's highly influential, maybe be careful he doesn't lead half the team on a pub crawl. I mean, to be fair, we're doing team bonding sessions, so maybe that's what he's going to do. He's going to be like, right, lads, let's all back to mine. Get the Jaegers in. It's going to be amazing. What do we think? What would be the position? It's bastards, isn't it? We need a bastard still in the team. That's probably the main thing, isn't it? Send him a Tooting and Mitcham. Can't send him to 2 teams. Oh dear. Rado, what have I just walked in on? You've walked in on us trying to work out why our very, very good right back is constantly going AWOL. No Max or no party, but also very much a party. Very much a party. Let's see. Let's let him go to Nice for 10 million quid. Everton to go up to 14. I'm not necessarily convinced. 12 million pounds for Fenerbahce is good. 13 million for Zenit is very good. Benfica is not good. That's his preferred destination, though, is it? Interesting. Right, well, maybe we need to get Benfica to bring a bit more cash to the table here. Who else are we trying to move out? Vishmara, aren't we? Transfer this by request. I don't think anyone's going to come in for Vishmara then. No. Spezia, Hellas, Hibs, Vicenza, they all need to reduce their wage budget. Great. If you go Zoe Wall 2 times on my team, he gets demoted for a minimum of 3 to 6 months. I mean, I get that, Rada, but he's very, very good. We don't have a better right back to replace him with. I feel as I'm a little bit like, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I've done myself into a corner here. QPR have gone top of the table. We're down second. It is on goal difference though. 1 goal in it. We've lost 6 games this season. We've not even played 20 games. We've lost 6 of them. We've played 20? Yeah, 19 games. We lost 6 already. Unbelievable. Trying to get us to sign Graham Stack as a goalkeeper. No, I'm alright, lads. I imagine we bounce back from the match against Charlton, because that was dreadful. Once I demoted my star striker for 3 months, it hurt, but he didn't do it again. Sold him 4 years later. To be fair, that makes sense. That does make sense. Palace actually lost. Sorry, QPR have lost, and their goal difference has meant that we actually go. We've moved up to the top of the table by not playing, which is brilliant. Falling upwards. It's the way we do it, isn't it? That Alwa is scoring goals left, right and centre as well, isn't he? 13 and 17. When's Daniel Day-Lewis back? He's back. Oh, I feel like we should have like a graphic made. You know what I mean? I feel that's what we need. We need a graphic put on now for like, he's back. And it's Daniel Day-Lewis's left foot all over again. Have QPR got anyone we want and can afford? QPR have got a lot of players we want. Like, that's the thing, they've got a lot of players we want. Whether we can afford them is a different question entirely, but we can certainly try our best. Gino's back as well. You know, I'm tempted to put Gino in for Warwick and then put Warwick back in the midfield normally. Right, Maxo can sit this one out still. Daniel Day-Lewis is on the bench. Do you put him on the bench or do you just drop him straight back in? Tempted to throw him straight in, but Murphet's been playing really well, so it feels a bit harsh to sort of be like, right, out you come. Let's bring him off the bench. Try and maybe get him to get a goal off the bench. Let's go for it. 1 point puts us back on top. Okay, so that's the thing. As long as we draw, we go back top. Forest are just about nudging at the playoffs. They're going to nudge Huddersfield out of the playoffs. We're not even at halfway through the season either. Was it 46 games in the Championship, I think? So another 3 games will be at the halfway stage. Looking pretty good, I think, overall. Some of the performances have been very, very good. Some of the performances have been a little bit shaky. I think maybe lacking a plan B slightly. I think if there's a couple of teams that have just managed to catch us out. Maybe we defend a little bit too high sometimes. So maybe we've got to look at that a little bit more. Try and avoid those issues, particularly against teams who are lower down, who seemingly don't seem to have any fear really. They might as well go at us. We should probably sit back a little bit, regroup, and then just sort of pick them off. Great ball through, Murphet. Oh, beautiful stuff. Because when it works, doesn't it? Hayes with the ball through. Murphy. Look at that dink over the goalkeeper. It's only been 7 minutes this game. What a start. 78% possession. Aquino floats it in. Header Murphy straight at the goalkeeper. Osavaldo there with a save. Z with a header. Brings it down. Gino Kaydorf. Damjanovic chases down. Wins the ball back. Wins it back again. Straight at the goalkeeper. Can Aquino play on the left? Don't think so. Unless he's got cuts inside trait, maybe. He might be able to, you never know. Murphy, oof, straight across the goal. There's something not quite right with Damjanovic, isn't there? There's something not quite right. I don't quite know what it is. Inverted winger on support. Maybe let's try an inverted winger on attack, see if that helps him. But whether he's just... He can play complete forward, but he can't really finish. So I sort of get the impression that Damjanovic needs something. So he started the season really well, got injured, then getting him back into the swing of things has been quite tricky, hasn't it? We've not been able to get him up to speed per se, so it's not great. Corner coming in, Evans now. Oops, and then keeper comes and collects. It's nice, very, very dominant. Because Golubovic apparently can do pretty well cutting in from the left-hand side. Oh! What the hell's going on there? Ball down the wing. Down the channel. Defender goes to try and take him out, misses. Good tackle there. Bobbles up and he just nicks it in. Unbelievable. Ball through. Damjanovic is through. Oh, off the post. He is only 20, yeah. Yeah, there is that. But there is just moments where he just doesn't seem to get into the games. Like even there, like picking the ball out and then doesn't seem to take the ball on a bit. Perfect. We all needed it. We all needed more, right? Don't worry. Thankfully, it hit the post. Well, not thankfully it hit the post, but it did hit the post. Rainslow doesn't score, flits in and out of games. I think he's... I don't want to say it. I think he's a luxury player. But I sort of feel like there's definitely a player there. But where he fits, I don't really know at this time. And maybe he just needs a run. Just needs a good run of like 90 minutes. Getting decent, you know, just actually doing something decent. Not that, of course. Getting himself booked, possibly. DDL might have a hard time getting back in with Murph. Yeah. He's scoring goals for fun, isn't he? And that's the thing. We don't want to upset the balance of the team to just crowbar Daniel Day-Lewis in, but it's a nice option to have, isn't it? Might be having a difficult second season. He might be. Damjanovic. Oh! Oh! Get that clipped. That is absolutely incredible. This is what we're talking about. This is how this team needs to be played. Damjanovic into Smurf. What a goal for your hat-trick, son. Incredible. You know what? You've got to clap that bottom right. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning finish from Murphy. He's got the hat-trick. Let's bring him off. Get Daniel Day-Lewis on there now. He's put a shift in, hasn't he? He's put a shift in. Smurfette feeling the pressure. I think he's certainly giving me something to think about, you know? Because if he didn't score, or maybe he's only scored one, then Daniel Day-Lewis, if he comes off the bench, gets one. It's like, you know, does Smurfette need to do really well the next game? Maybe. Not now. Aquino made the goal with his movement. I think, yeah, 100%. Just by being on the pitch, Barton. Like that was. It took the other players out of position. They're like, you know, they didn't know what to do, and I agree with that. I agree. Him being there opened up the game. What a goal, though. It's an outstanding strike. The interesting thing is, it's Damjanovic who lays it off to him. You know, there we are. Damjanovic gives the ball, and it's like, right, Smurfette goes, I know what I'm going to do from here. And he's got no right to do anything from there. But he does. Pings it up. Oh, Daniel Day-Lewis. Almost. Try Daniel Day-Lewis at left inside forward, see if he can make it work. I mean, that's very interesting if it does. Because then it is technically it's a sort of attacking 4-3-3, isn't it, really? Aquino, Z, Damjanovic. This is better. I mean, Damjanovic 7.3 now. He's getting involved in the game. He's making things happen. He's made one thing happen. Just obviously don't want that to be like a sort of false dawn almost, to be like, right, remember that time that Damjanovic played a good pass? When we worried about that. Evening, busiest Baron. How are you, pal? What have you missed? You've missed. We're still top of the league. You've missed Smurfette score a hat trick in this match. He scored an absolute blinder for his third goal. You missed an incredible goal that Burnley scored against us. Oh, needed another one there from Forest. We're doing all right. Doyle's got a couple of moments. We need another ball-playing centre-back in there, to be honest. Doyle's good, but Doyle's also a little bit older, and therefore his attributes might start dropping a little bit. Gino gives the ball away. Maybe we put Johnson in at centre back, but I don't know if you can't really play ball playing centre back. That's the problem. Damjanovic wins the free kick. Missed a nice chunk of James Milner. Yes, there is that as well. Hayes has come back from injury, got himself a couple of goals. Got himself involved in a few things. His ratings only dropped much of those rickets results in a goal. Yeah. 17 shots, 10 on target, 68% possession. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Right. 3 points clear of QPR. Aquino already is set for an assist bonus. He's done well. There's been a sacking at Banbridge. Oh no. Oh man, Maxwell's got a drink problem, sadly. The job's going at Ayr. Job going back at Banbridge. Oh, the bottom of the championship. Come on. Maybe we go back to Banbridge after Palace, get promoted to the Premier League, run across to Northern Ireland, win the Irish Championship, come back over here. Easy. Even the closing, how are you, buddy? Have my full attention now. Man City is fun and all, but the pre-season admin is really tedious. Everyone wants to loan your players. I can imagine that, actually. That is going to be sort of one of the downsides, isn't it, when you're managing a team like that? I suppose you've got such a wealth of talent that yes, there are going to be a lot of people going to be wanting your players. One thing I am going to check though. What was I going to check? Well, there's something I was like, oh, you know what? I need to do that. Oh yeah. Data Hub. I want to have a quick little check at this pass map. There you go. Look, it's starting to get there, isn't it? Yeah, we're starting to make it look like we know what we're doing here. 617 passes this time. So Norwich next, then we've got Luton who are 23rd. First time I've ever had 5 legendary players in the team. Things seem to be going well. God, I think I've had legendary players since like FM10 or something. That feels way beyond me in the minute. Way beyond me. But mate, you're absolutely crushing it, man. You really are. You're really doing well. So you just need to keep enjoying yourself. That's all you got to do with it. Just keep enjoying it. Who have we got in the FA Cup? Let's see. 3rd round draw. Southend or Sheffield Wednesday. Away. I don't think that's a good enough offer, to be honest. I don't think Everton's is either. He might be annoyed that Benfica bid's rejected, but it's just not good enough, mate. Far too expensive a signing. Yeah. Toby Larone, we can get him in. 85 grand and 4.7 million each month. No, maybe not. Luigi De Luca, 158 million. Bloody hell. Yeah, he's decent enough, isn't he? Toby Larone has been, yes, he's been renamed. Yeah, he absolutely was. Absolutely. He's Swiss, yeah. He's you can only buy him in airports. In fact, he's bigger in an airport. Right, Maxo can come in, but he needs to not be a dick. Murphy, 11 goals in 17 games now for Murphy. Have we got transfer budget? Yeah, I want to say there's about 8 million. 9.8 left, so we've got a reasonable amount of money. Damjanovic needs to do something now, doesn't he? Actually, let's see if he can go as an inside forward. See if that'll work. He does have these problems about the fact that he can't get further forward when he wants to come deep, so try him as a trequartista. See what he wants to do out there. Z can be replaced by Jackson. Doyle's starting to tire a little bit, so we might need to keep our eyes on him. Dan Bell doesn't really have the vision or the passing ability to be a ball playing centre half. Neither does Lurson. Jackson technically does. How about we do that? And how about we put him there? Although, how tall is he? Jumping reach 16. Oh, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, let's try that then. Sam Jones out as fullback. Yeah. Right, let's go with it. Bit of a switch around in defence. In the fact that 3 of our 4 defenders have been changed. So, right, away to Norwich. Come on, up the Super Eagles. So as we say, we've got about £10 million just about to spend in January to help try and solidify our promotion ambitions. Uh-oh. Slavia wins the ball back. Poor pass more than anything. Oof. Right, offside, that's fine. That's fine. Not sure Damjanovic is going to be a trequartista, by the way. I think I'm already starting to regret putting that out there. Aquino over the top. Murphy through. Just needs to finish, doesn't he? Put your foot through it, mate. You scored a hat-trick in the last match. You're brimming with confidence. Absolutely brimming. Here's Maxo, Aquino. Oh, they're getting on us tight, aren't they? Ball played through, Maquinho. Oof. Poor Daniel Day-Lewis is sat on the bench twiddling his thumbs. Head away. Sulu intercepted by Maxo. Cure, Warwick. Gino, Maxo. Tries to play it down the line. Wins it back the second time. Oh, give the ball away again. A couple of very, very interesting decisions here, isn't there? I was hoping it was just a standard winger, actually. The support, see how that works. Aquino's 7.4, but he's like starting to tire a little bit. Jones brings the ball out. Kaydorf. Hayes, Warwick. Aquino through for Murphet. Touch was a bit heavy. They are playing narrow, yeah. We need to see if we can go a bit wider. It's very, very congested in the midfield. Let's find take the free kick there. What we might do is we might wait for them to try and look to spread the play out, because they're the ones that are going to need to start making the space, not us. We can keep it as it is. And we can play in tight spaces, I think. But they are on us very, very quickly. Really high pressing. Ball through Murphet. Because we can do that. We can do that. If we need to move the ball quickly, we can do. We've got runners. Hayes does well intercepting there. Great ball. Murphet round the back. Goes round the goalkeeper. It's like he's just like, you know what, I'm going to go round the keeper. I'm not just going to put my foot straight through it. I'm going to take a touch, go around the keeper, let the goalkeeper commit to the dive, and then just roll the ball in the empty net. That's a striker on form, isn't it? Up to Damjanovic. Hayes and Warwick are a hell of a pair in the middle. They're doing really well, aren't they, Franco? Like Hayes, I say for 20 million quid, he's been an absolute revelation. A bargain. And Warwick just does the quiet, dirty work. I mean, he's on a 6.4 today, and I'm curious as to what the hell's going on with the goalkeeper there. Keeper's obviously not convinced that whoever's right. Yeah, he's gone all the way. I mean, you've got to get it. Warwick 6.3. Not seen him save for a goalkeeper for a while. Yeah, he's got one in him though, hasn't he? That's the problem. He does seem to have it. Let's put Unsworth in place of Warwick. I was saying that there's a good pair in there, but Twitkowski, he does have the odd blunder in him, doesn't he? But I want to say he's young again, maybe. Uh-oh. Jackson nods it away. And they have tennis. Oof. Damjanovic 6'5" again. Damjanovic, Jones. Unsworth. Free kick, offside. Doesn't think he likes big games. Maybe not, but maybe he's just inconsistent. You know, maybe it's just that. Maybe he's just doesn't like the rough and readiness of the league. Maybe he likes a bit more time on the ball, possibly. Which is strange, because I'm sure his attributes are fairly good for things like composure and off the ball and flair and all that sort of stuff. So you'd think that he'd be happy in those sorts of moments, but I don't know. We'll maybe do a bit of a I was going to say a deep dive. Is it a deep dive we're doing them? Or what the hell have we done there? And I found there's very few games actually considered big games. Is it not all in relation to context, those eat? So like a big game for us would be like, we're up against another playoff rival here. Would that be seen as a big game? Right, he's coming off though. That's the thing. I'll tell you what, we're going to bring McKinney off as well. Nicky Mallon can go on in place of the Cure. Not as far as I can make, I can't usually have a specific training item about big game prep, or at least you did last year. Oh, okay. That makes sense, actually. Okay, so in that sense, then, unless you see a specific training module for big game, then there isn't one. So it's like if you play like sort of Champions League, I guess, would be big game, or like a cup final, or something like that. Is that what we're thinking? Daniel Day-Lewis brings the ball down nicely. Unsworth, Murphy out wide. Back for Unsworth. Hayes. He's always there. He's the man for the moment, isn't he? He might win. I think it's going to be a shootout between him and Aquino for signing of the season. Two ends of the spectrum. One's £1 million, one's 20 million quid. He's just giving us everything. We massively missed him when he was injured, didn't we? That's the thing. We notice a difference in how we play when he's not here. We almost need a second Hayes. Oh, look at that ball from Unsworth. Maxo starting to actually make it look like someone. Day-Lewis. Put the date in your diary. This is the date that Maxo arrived. Puts a great cross in. Daniel Day-Lewis gets his head on it. 3-1 Palace away at Norwich. Very, very important goals. Two very important goals. Hayes rides the tackle, pings the ball out to Golubovic. Gino, Unsworth. Unsworth gives it away, wins it back though. There's not really enough space for playing the ball through. Yes, there is. Oh. Maxwell's hold my beer moment. He's got one in each hand. Look at this. How do we score these sorts of goals? Daniel Day-Lewis nods it down. Murphet, 4-1. I'll hold my hands up, Norwich. You've not deserved to be beaten 4-1. But Daniel Day-Lewis has come on and he's like properly changed the game. Murphet scores even if he plays as an inside forward. That's what you need, isn't it? Like just a man who's just confident. That's what we need. Huge win. Look at that second half. Second half is all Palace. Didn't change our shape, just changed our personnel. brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Problem is, we've now got Luton, who are like second bottom. This is the thing, innit? We now play Luton next. It was all Aquino. Aquino told me to bring Daniel Day-Lewis on Barton, so that's the thing. So I was like, well, actually, you know what, Aquino, you're right. It's a really, really smart idea. And he's like, I told you. So I think that's it. Luton have just parted company with their manager as well, so the Luton job's available. So we're going up against managerless Luton. Never makes it easy, does it? What's the old data hub saying on this? Yeah, less passes, 540. But I love Aquino. I'm a bit sad I haven't found him in my own save. Oh, he's very good. He's very good, Barton. You've done very, very good to find him. Adej has gone to Zenit. £11 million added to the transfer budget. There we go. Oh, I know why Maxo's playing well. It's Christmas season, isn't it? December, he's on the beers. Isn't he? He's just like, yeah, I'll just go with that. Get myself all lagered up. Away I go. He's having a great time. New manager bouncing coming. I think so. Hopefully the fact they haven't got a manager might be the thing. They'll be like, right, okay, caretaker manager bounce. Is that a thing? Maybe. This morning coffee's got Bailey's in it now. It's Christmas. Bailey Kadamari. Maybe that's what we need to do. Eli Carrera. Still an option. Still maybe an option. 25. Kind of coming into his own now. We'll have a little chat about that. Can we sign him yet? Might be able to. Let's have a little nosy on his agent, shall we? He's still not bothered. He's still not fussed. I think we're getting the Premiership though. I think there's a good shout that we can have him. Yeah, come to Croydon. Have you met Murphet before? Have you seen Aquino? Like, this is the guy. Youth take preview. Oh, excellent intake apparently. Okay. Wingers, wide midfielders, and attacking midfielders. That's what we're looking for. No wing backs apparently. Fine, we could do that. Aquino 9.5 in training. Him, Smurfette, DDL and Aquino front four. Be tasty that, wouldn't it? That'd be very tasty. Cure going to Leicester? I don't think so. That's not happening. Right. Last game then before we end the stream. Hopefully get another decent result. Let's pop Doyle on the bench. What do you think? Johnson at centre back? Did that seem to work a little bit? I love how you're reading these players and you're waking and then occasionally pop up with the news feed. Yeah. Aquino tiring a little bit. I'm tempted to just put the same team out, to be honest. Go on. A good team's a winning team, isn't it? That's the thing. Like, keep the mentality high. There's no point chopping and changing and being like, all right, you know what? Yeah, let's bring you out. And all of a sudden, these players that are in form, we're taking them out of form quickly. Jackson with the header. Murphy. Looked like he'd overtouched it. Doesn't get the shot. Doesn't get the pass away, though. Oh, Grajic in goal. Former Linfield keeper. Hayes with the header. Murphy. Aquino. I love the fact that Aquino's a wonder kid as well, Barton, by the way. Like, it makes your scouting even better. We've actually managed to find a wonder kid. Warwick, Murphy, just intercepted. Hayes in with a challenge. Of course he is. Of course he is. Wins a corner as well. He never stops running, this boy. Oh. Heads over the top. I was keeping an eye on that club. I have a few clubs listed off and have a look at. But the defensor, well, that other lad that we had a little nosy on, we'd obviously try to scout him as well at the time. So we thought, right, he'll be quite handy to look at. He's obviously gone to Southampton, so maybe we'll keep an eye on him, see if he's available for loan at some point. It looks like he'll move in the January. But yeah, sometimes there is just like little clubs that just pop up with some good people, and you're like, yeah, that's the club we'll keep our eyes on. Oof, decent effort there. Took a month, but Man City have told me to fuck off, as did Liverpool. Oh, Zeep. So what's the plan now then? You're still at Donny, or have you haven't left, have you? Defensor produced a good gem here and there. Vega looks good. Vega's the other lad, isn't he? He's gone to Southampton, so we'll see how he gets on. But let's say if we can nab him ourselves, then that'll be pretty handy. Right, Doyle comes on for Jones. I think Aquino needs to be rested, actually. De Lewis can come off. Murphy can go out wide. Still at Donny. Bournemouth got relegated from the Premier League. I applied too late. I mean, there's always East Fife. See, I mean, in the run for Brentford. Ooh, nice. Gino dinks it up. Doll with a header off the bar. Warwick on a 6.6 again. Let's move him from Matty Unsworth. Seems slightly bit of a damp squid, this one, to be honest. Norwich game, of course, free flowing. This one a little bit more cagey, I think. Unsworth, Murphy tries to go down the line. Upton gets in there though. Hayes tidying up. Damjanovic. Daniel De Lewis has picked up a knock as well. Oh dear. It's not good that Daniel De Lewis is injured again, or potentially injured again. Doyle, Jackson, Damjanovic, Unsworth over the top, Murphy. Problem is, Daniel Day-Lewis is injured. Then what? Kadorf. I don't think Luton have had a shot yet. I know I'm very much tempting fate here. Damjanovic. Unsworth. Oh, I know, Franco, don't jinx it. Here's where it comes, I know. Kadorf over the top. Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't have the energy. Goes down, no penalty apparently. Unsworth out wide to Murphet. Puts it back in, cleared. Damjanovic wins it back. Day-Lewis heads over the top. I love the fact I refer to him as Day-Lewis as if that's like his double-barreled name. Like, oh yeah, he's definitely called Day-Lewis. Yeah. "20 shots, 7 on target." Kadorf, Cure, Hayes. Hayes is in the air, that's always a good sign. 0-0. I mean, just would have been nice to have been able to break that down, but never mind. It's fine, isn't it? It's going to be interesting to see. They didn't have a shot. We actually shut them out completely. I don't know if that was their plan or not, but we got it. Sam Jones out for 7 days. Daniel Day-Lewis out for 2 days. That's fine. We can take that. That's not a problem. Right, there we go. Also, let's see where Luton the 23rd if they're inconsistent and not attack. Well, you know what? I can see why they decided not to, because we're very potent going forward. So I can see if the idea is just don't get forward, then yeah, that makes sense. 632 passes. We did okay, but sadly not quite good enough. That's the thing. So let's basically dust ourselves down. Go again on Friday. Friday, I think, seems to be the best time to do it. And we will just work out where we're going to go now. Right, let's come here then. So this guy's got a Ipswich Town save on. So let's go and say hello to him, shall we? A guy called Scott. Not seen him before, I don't think. So there you go. Go and drop him some love. Appreciate you all. It's been a lot of fun, as always. We'll see you very soon. Take care, everyone. All the best. Bye now.
Thank you guys so much for being here. I wish you were here 5 minutes ago because we just won the Premier League with Ipswich Town. Laharge, thank you so much.